You know, I don't usually jump on this TikTok stuff, but I got curious. I just wanted to see what these service members and veterans had to say about the military and the benefits. So let's jump right into it.
You want to know the cheat code in America? Join the military. Yeah, do a little 3, 4, 5. Do one contract. Do one contract. One contract. Get your clearance. Get your security clearance. Get all your certifications. When you're in there, go to community college. Yeah, use the TA, tuition assistance, use that. Go to community college. Get some little gen ed stuff done. So that way later down the line, when it's time to go to university, all the gen ed stuff done, you can just handle the meat. That's what I did. It's a cheat code. It's the easy. Military is a cheat code. If you don't come from a lot of money, you're not a nepo baby, you're not Jack and Jill, you're not a frat legacy with sorority legacy. Like if you coming out the mud, join the military, you're gonna have the same credibility, I promise you, as the Jack and Jills.
So I like what he's saying here. Join if you don't have a lot of money or don't come from a lot of money, because there is a possibility that you can work your way up the ranks and then do great things within the ranks.
As the frat legacy when it comes to applying. Companies need to hire you. It's a tax break for them. It makes them look good to their shareholders that, look, we're hiring veterans. Yes. Why do you think when you fill out a job application, it asks you if you're a veteran? They get money for that. They get credit for that. And it makes the shareholders happy. It makes Wall Street happy. Yeah, the military is a cheat code. You get now when you join, you get access to the VA home loan, 0 down, so automatically you have wealth. Automatic.
That is one of the best perks about being former military, a veteran, or even active duty, right? The VA home loan, all right? So a lot of folks don't realize that the home loan, you still have to put some money down to pay for the fees. However, there's no money down. So that 20%, whatever you have to put down on a $500,000, $600,000 house, you don't have to do that.
You're wealthy. You buy even a $200,000 house. That house in 20 years is gonna be $400,000. You're buying wealth. You see what I'm saying? Like the military is a cheat code. Oh my gosh, I'm scared to go to war with it. Look, listen to me. I've been deployed 2 times. It ain't that bad. I mean, it ain't for everybody. But like, if you got a little bit of grit, a little bit of resilience, it's for you. You'll be okay. You'll do it. You'll be all right.
Yeah, like he mentioned, it is not that bad. I got really tight with my team. Now, there are different MOSs, if you go infantry or something like that, where, yeah, it's going to be tough. If you are a combat MOS, it's going to be a little bit tough, right? Mentally, physically, things like that. But yeah, I mean, if you do it the right way, you pick the right things, you have a plan while you're going in, man, you're going to be all right.
You're away from family, yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be all right. If something happens to them, they'll Red Cross you. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. My son was born when I was deployed. You know what they did? I flew from the Middle East back to Atlanta. I saw my son. I mean, and then I went right back. I mean, I'm just saying. And then now I'm set up. Home loans, $1 million house, 0 down. I did that. Yeah.
Top 4 benefits with being in the active duty. Number 1, your education benefits, okay? Get all your college paid for with tuition assistance, $4,500 a year. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Okay, tuition assistance while you're in the military. I don't know why so many people slept on this, right? You know, I was going to school. I would talk to my younger Marines, or I would talk to folks around me. I'm like, hey, you going to school? No, it's not for me, or maybe not yet. Dude, it's free money while you're in service, tuition assistance to go to school. I don't know why so many people slept on that.
Second, VA home loan. After serving 90 days in the active duty military, you get to have access to the VA home loan, 0% down on any house. You can have up to $1 million as long as you're making enough salary and get approved for your loan, 0% down.
Yeah, VA loan is huge, all right? I talked about it in the last video here. Through my time in the military, I went and bought places in San Diego, got a place in North Carolina. So the VA loan is huge when it comes to that, especially if you're like your dual military, then you have 2 VA loans and then you can play around with that a little bit. And if you're 100% VA disabled, then there's extra perks that come with the VA loan. So definitely don't sleep on that part.
Third benefit in the active duty military, I would have to say, credit card benefit. And I say this because I absolutely love to travel, okay? And with being waived from all the fees and top credit cards in the world, if you know what you're doing, you can get over 1 million points in less than 2 years and not pay for hotels for years on end and travel all over the world in style. Fourth benefit, I would have to say.
Okay. The credit card benefit is huge as well. Yeah, I completely agree. When I was in, I applied for the Amex Platinum card. I applied for different cards that have a huge annual fee, like some $700 a year. And that opens a lot of doors when it comes to hotels, when it comes to perks and things like that. And all that stuff is waived for military. And when it comes time to like take TDY or TAD, I put it on my personal card to accumulate the points, to accumulate all that stuff, because the government then reimburses you for that. So if I'm going to go somewhere and stay at lodging, if I can pay for it with my personal card and get reimbursed on the back end, I will 100% do that.
Is medical. Okay, a lot of people spend a lot of money when it comes to medical, but in the military, okay, active duty, $0. Okay, you have a kid, cost you $0. Now reserves, it's going to cost you around $280 to $300 for your family, but that's still way better than what it would be if you weren't in the military. There's way other benefits, but I think those are the top ones.
Okay, medical is huge. All right, I talked about it in the last short that I put out there. Again, that lady was talking about her medical is going for her entire family. Her medical insurance is going from, I think it was $400 a month to $2,000 a month. Active duty military does not have to worry about that, right? Your entire family is covered. Anytime I got sick, anytime I needed some kind of cough medicine or something for my kids, make an appointment, bring them in there, go to sick call, get something so I don't have to go to the store and get like, I don't know, NyQuil or some crap like that. Go out there and go to medical. They have the pharmacy there on site. Get what you need. Okay, this next one. If you're broke, get out of the military is what this guy says. Let's check it out.
So I'm in the process of getting out the military, and these old heads, they love to tell you not gonna make it, and that the outside world is so hard. But I think they just misinformed, and a lot of shit they weren't able to access. Like, I had to learn all this shit through like social media and just like asking other veterans, which probably wasn't available to them. So look, I'm gonna drop some game for y'all, you know what I'm saying, real quick. So basically, I'm about to go to school when I get out the military. I don't care about school. I have really no intention to take no classes. But if I become a full-time student and I'm moving to California, I'll be getting paid $3,800 a month to be a full-time student for 3 years. So my rent paid for, tuition paid for, all that. Now that's smooth. So you making $3,800, you know?
Yes, he's right. You are making $3,800 if you use the GI Bill or even the VRNE. That's the E5 with dependents, BAH, right? Now, your tuition is paid for. $3,800 is the allowance for housing, right? If you want to live in a nice place, you're probably going to pay for it. Plus utilities, plus everything else, you're probably going to use a good chunk of that $3,800 in San Diego. All right, but that is a perk. And what I would say is the GI Bill, don't use that first. Use the VRNE first. Apply for that thing. Use up all those benefits. It's a whole completely different pot of money. And then move on to the post 9/11 GI Bill after the fact. Trust me, that's the route you want to go.
Now, like, you don't even have to get a crib that's worth that much amount of money. You can also claim financial aid and unemployment, right? So now we're still talking about a lot of money, right? Now, I'm not even gonna talk about disability on top of that. With disability, you could get, like, disability is $4,000 a month. Okay, that's to give it 100%. Like I said, I'm not gonna speak on disability for real. But you looking at $10,000 a month if you become a full-time student. That's for 3 years. $10,000 a month for 3 years. Okay, right? But they tell you don't get out. They tell you don't get out. Then you got a VA home loan. So the minute you get out the military, you could be owning property because you're going to school and that's paying for your property, which then pays for your mortgage. But I still shouldn't get out, right?
Okay. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so on top of the VRNE or post 9/11 GI Bill, which will vary by the allowance for housing will vary by location, right? He's talking about California, most likely Southern California, $3,800 a month. I think it's a little bit more than that, actually. You couple that with your VA disability, whatever that might be, a couple thousand, a couple hundred to a couple thousand a month, all right? And then you couple that with unemployment. I mean, he's talking good stuff, right? But the thing is, it's only for 3 years. And I don't know. I mean, is he going to continue school after 3 years? He said he doesn't like school. He doesn't want to go to school. That all goes into play here. I mean, if you get tired of it, that 3 years is that BAH is going to run out after some time. You got to think about that too. Okay, what are you going to do after the 3 years, after your benefits run out? Okay, you can't collect unemployment forever. You can't collect BAH forever. So you really got to hone in on your skills and your grit to go out there in the civilian world and fight for positions, because it's not as easy as in the military.
Right, I don't get it. Then there's this thing called VRE. With VRE, if you have any type of disability percentage, I think it's 20% now, then you get an extra year of school paid for. So now you're going to school for, now you're making that much amount of money for 4 years. 4 years. Now, if you don't even have.
Okay, real quick on VRE. All right, it's not just for 1 year. Okay, it can be more than 1 year, and or if the degree takes you 2 years to finish, most likely you'll get approved for that. If you get approved for the education route, not everybody does. Okay, you got to have a good justification. I made a whole video on it, and your degree has to align with your career plan that you justify to your counselor. So keep that in mind.
Have to go to school to full time. Like, let's say you go to school. It's whenever you're going to school, you're going to get paid. So if I take summers and I take winters off like regular college students, then you will only get paid for the time you're in school. But you can save enough money up, that'll be fine. But if you do that, you extend your GI Bill to 6 years, which is also pretty crazy. So I think the only people that failed when they got out the military didn't use their benefits. Like, they're going to try to tell you, oh, you only did 4 years, like you should have waited till retirement. You're still going to get a lot of benefits, bro. And a lot of benefits you won't get, like you won't be able to reap those benefits till you get out. But yeah, the outside world, I guess, is hella hard, and y'all shouldn't get out, bro. Y'all should stay in and work with these terrible work conditions forever, gang. But y'all got it, bro. Don't listen to me. Game is game.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to lie. Some of the work conditions are kind of bad sometimes, depending on where you are, depending on what you do, right? But you gain experience, you gain like real world experience, you gain experience in an MOS, military occupational specialty. You know, the military is not for everybody. Okay, if you want to do 4 years, shoot, I almost left after 4 years until I realized maybe, you know, I'll give this another try and see where it takes me. So it's not for everybody. However, after 4 years, you do get a lot of those benefits. After 20 years, you not only get all those benefits, however, you also do get an entire military retirement check every month for the rest of your life. So I guess that's one big perk, right? If you want to get paid for the rest of your life and have skills and be marketable and have access to GI Bill, VRD, all those good things. So big ups to this guy for putting out some good information on there. You don't necessarily have to get out the military, but I mean, if you're broke in the military, please seek financial guidance through your unit financial advisor. I think every base has one, so definitely check that out. You should not be broke in the military.
It takes a person 4 to 6 years to get a degree, right? Hear me out. This is like 5 birds, 1 stone. 1, you get the experience if you enlist in the military. 2, your college degree is paid for, so you won't go into any debt. 3, depending on where you are stationed, you get to travel while still being a student. 4, you get paid every 1st and 15th. It's a full-time job, y'all.
Okay, all good points, and especially the travel one. I love that she brought that up, because depending on where you are, you can definitely skip to different areas while you're there. When I was in Japan, we went to Thailand, we went to Bali, we went to Korea, we went to China, we went to all these places to travel around Asia. So same thing in Europe. If you're stationed in Europe, and I know a lot of Air Force and Army are stationed out in Europe, definitely get a chance to travel. Europe is all connected right through the rail system.
And then the last thing is, after the 4 to 6 years, and when you get your degree, you could claim like disability, and that's like a check already. So yeah, take my advice, don't take it. This is just something that I thought about, and it could probably help someone. So please share and spread the word.
Okay, she brought some good points, and the disability part, I just need to touch on that. All right, it's you get disability if you rate it, okay? I see a lot of folks out there trying to get 100%, even though they may not rate 100%. You get what you rate, all right? So it may be a different check. You may only rate, I don't know, 0%. That doesn't mean that you have no disability. That means that they have identified that you have a disability. However, you are not getting paid for it, right? So that may happen to some folks. I know some folks who don't have a disability rating or who are 10% and don't get a lot. But just understand that not everybody gets 100%. Not everybody's going to be living in the lap of luxury due to VA disability or anything like that. That's not what it's intended for.
You're in the military right now. Don't get out. Don't get out. You'll miss it. Look, I got out young. I went in young. We miss it. Yeah, the VA and all that's cool, but you'll miss it. The civilian world is not like this. It's not what it's not what you think it is. Oh, I'm just gonna go get a federal job. Yeah, 2-year waiting process. Or I'm just gonna become a contractor. So is every other veteran. Don't get out. I'm telling you, there's nothing like the structure. There's nothing like the discipline that you have right now. You are going to have to earn that back in the civilian world. Nobody's holding you accountable no more. You don't have to be here and do this at this time. No. It's all on you now. It's a lot harder out here. Oh, I'm just going to go get a 6-figure job. Okay, and pay more in taxes. Lifestyle creep. Oh, yeah.
Okay, all true things, all right? Just about every service member that I know who is about to get out, who is about to retire, is talking about getting into federal service or getting into a contracting gig. It kind of goes to show you how saturated that is, right? And that is a lot of folks who are getting out after 4 years, after 8 years. That is also a lot of the reasoning is I'm going to get out. I'm set up. I'm going to go find a contractor position and make a ton more money, right? That doesn't always work, all right? I'm still getting emails today from jobs that I applied to last year on USA Jobs. It takes quite some time. So, and you're also competing with other veterans who also have DD-214s and veterans preference and things like that.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to all of us. We all miss it. We all want to go back. And some of us are so broken that we cannot go back. I tried it. Can't. If you're in the military right now, hang on. If you're under the age of 35, stay in as long as you can. That 20-year mark is so much more worth it. Because then you're good. Then you can go do all of that stuff. Because now you have that. Okay?
I like this guy. His name is jonny.jae on TikTok. He talks some good stuff. All right, I've seen a couple of his videos. And it makes sense. If you're under 35 and you're still in the military, you're probably, I don't know, if you joined right around 18, 20 years old, I joined at 20, you're probably close to getting to retirement age anyway. And can you imagine you are retired from the military, potentially getting VA benefits, potentially, getting any other kind of benefits that you have, veterans benefits, VA loan or, the educational benefits, right around the age of 38 to 40, okay? For regular civilians who get out, their retirement age, I think it's like 67 now to get full retirement. It's not for everybody, but just understand that if you stay in the military, at the end of the day, it is worth it. So that is my venturing through TikTok. A lot of good information on here, a lot of sketchy information, but a lot of good information on here as well. So with that, stay informed and stay ready out here.